So we got some more DeAndre Hopkins, aka D Hop news. I personally think that D Hop is going to be traded within the next, maybe 2 weeks. I think a team's probably going. The Cardinals are pretty much going to move him before the deadline. This is a guy who missed 2 seasons ago with the injury, missed 6 games last season for being on the gear, for being on PEDs, juice. I'm not sure, whatever it is. Um, but Hopkins being traded, is something that is now on the table because he took PEDs. He had a no trade clause in his contract, but it was voided after taking PEDs and missing quite a bit of the season. Teams actually inquired about D Hop before the trade deadline this past season, but the Cardinals held off. They want to see how things work with Kyle Murray, and we saw how things work with Kyle Murray. I'll get to that. They were not good. So there been potential landing spots for him. The Giants, the Patriots, etc. Multiple teams, but he played over the past 2 seasons. He's only played in 19 games. And the year he had that big season, ever since then he pretty much, and now he's been playing exceptional, but it's not the same D Hop. And at age of 30, we're thinking about, okay, how many good years does he have left in his career? This team right now is still figuring things out. If he went to the Giants, he'll be number one guy. If he went to the Patriots, he'd be a number one guy wherever he went. He's going to go somewhere where he can win a championship and he can provide immediate help. This is not some team. It's not being on a team where he can be on for a while, and not like the Ramsey situation. But he still has a lot of juice left. He had 64 receptions last year, led the team in receiving yards with 700. Had 3 touchdowns after missing 6 games. So the guy has a lot of juice left, and it proven the extra time probably helped him with recovery. But the thing is with the Cardinals, what do they do from here? The Cardinals situation is kind of rough. Kyler Murray, is he the guy who's recovering from an ACL injury? You have a new coach, and it's more or less, do they rebuild at this point? Do they rebuild, or do they say, hey, look, let's trade for draft picks? Because right now, looking at this contract, he had 2 years on his contract, and none of the money was guaranteed. So they can obviously apparently move him. Whatever team picked him up can maybe restructure his contract with the situation, and then he may have an audition for a 1-year contract or 2-year contract depending on where he goes. I think you put the stamp on a guy like this, but I expect DeAndre Hopkins to move. I expect him to go to a receiver, a team that is in playoff contention. That needs a receiver desperately. Any team that's not necessarily, he's been on teams that made it to the playoffs and lost. He's not trying to walk in that situation. He's trying to walk into a situation that can help. He's the Hall of Famer when it comes down to it, but he's trying to walk into a situation that can really solidify that. And I think that whatever team that looks like, is going to be a team that can truly has a true chance of making the playoffs. He wants to taste it, and he hasn't tasted it yet.